Well, I'm with Tony Rhoades of GroundWOW, and this has been a big week for you, Tony, hasn't it? Because it's the launch of your new product, and it's a product that's going to have a huge impact in the industry. And when you told me all about it, it sounds so simple, and you wonder why it hadn't been done before. Can you just explain a little bit about this new product, Tony?
Okay, well, this is GroundWOW, and what we do is we make printing on ground as easy as printing on paper. It's the world's first full-color autonomous ground printing robot.
Wow.
Wow, exactly. And you know, the name came from when we first started showing people our prototype and the result of the prototype, the first word they said was, wow. And we kind of got to thinking, do you know what? This has to be called GroundWOW.
Yeah.
So we started 4 years ago in my loft, and the journey was quite a simple one. First of all, is there a market? Can we solve all of the technical challenges? And then, can we make it do what it says on the tin?
Now, what's it? I mean, we've seen these logos on pitches for the last, any number of years. How's it been done until now?
Okay, if you want a logo on any playing surface, you have a long lead time for a stencil. You have to have the stencil designed. That stencil then needs to be packaged and transferred to the site. It needs to be put down in the right place. It's often nailed down, so you're putting nails into a playing surface, which is a risk in itself. It needs to be put down the right way up, at the right orientation, and then there's a huge amount of back-breaking work in order to go and colour in effectively. There are line drawing robots that can now draw the outline to save you on the stencil process, but they haven't thought of the big picture of doing the entire process from start to finish. And so we said, look, this has to be as simple as printing on paper, just like your home printer. We want to be able to send an image to a cloud, convert the image, whether you want it in 2D or 3D, and send that print file down to a robot. The robot knows where it is in the world, knows where you want it, and the robot gets on and does the printing, just like printing on paper.
So here we are on week one of the launch of the company. What are the stages you have to go through? If we were standing talking here this time next year, what will you hope to have achieved in that time?
Yeah, okay, well, the stages, let me go back a little bit 4 years ago. So we started with proof of market. Is there a market, and how big is it? Yeah. Second stage is, can we raise funding, or can Bank of Tony actually pull this off? And to be honest, I have a very forgiving wife, and and Bank of Tony took us all the way up to just a few months ago when we brought on a very wealthy investor who's coming on the journey with us. So proof of market, proof of concept, build it out, demonstrate it, funding, and then launch. So this is day one, week one of lifting the lid off of 4 years of hard work. And so where will we be in 12 months? We spent the last 6 months in pre-launch activity. And in that time, we've got interest from over 20 different countries, ranging from Australia, New Zealand, America, Middle East, Japan, Europe. And so we're really confident that, you know, this time next year we'll be in an entirely different condition.
And what has the reaction been from your potential customers who've been wandering around your show? I understand a lot of them came specifically to see you as well. Yes. What's their reaction been?
Wow. It's really simple in their mind. If this does what we say it does, then they want it. That's as simple as it is. So we show them the demonstration, we show them the video, they call us in, we talk terms. It's as simple as that.
Mm-hmm. So how will it work? Will a stadium manager purchase one of these, or does the sponsor have one? How do you see the mechanics of the process working for a company that wishes to use it?
Yeah. So we don't really mind who is the ultimate owner of the system. But the system is effectively a SaaS model, a software as a service. And so we enable facility owners to take our system and turn underutilized ground real estate into a revenue generating tool. So it doesn't have to be a playing surface. It could be in the car park outside, it could be on gravel, it could be on snow, it could be on sand. The idea is, if you've got ground, if you've got an area where you want to put a logo and you want to turn that into revenue generation, then you need a GroundWOW machine.
And that surface is just like the blank canvas for you, isn't it?
Absolutely. Any surface is a blank canvas. The only thing we can't do are verticals today.
Today. And sport, we all think about football. That's the one we see on Sky Sports. We see the football grounds all done up with the logos.
Yeah.
What other sports do you think would be a prime for the GroundWOW market?
So it's really unlimited, and it's not necessarily sports. So if you think all of the generic sports you see on TV, football, rugby, NFL, they're the ones that you know that you've seen logos. But you've also seen ground markings on marathons, the London and Boston Marathon, etc., road cycling, downhill skiing, etc. There literally is no limit. And then if you think that actually this is a revenue generating tool, what we could be seeing is, and we've had inquiries for, ordinary advertising. So instead of having a billboard, locate an appropriate hill and put a giant logo on it. Why not? There are literally blank canvases everywhere.
And I would say that the advent of the drone has probably helped you as well, because we see so much footage from drones that the aerial view is much more prevalent now than guy was standing on a tall ladder, or that how it was done in the past.
Yeah. So if you think of where drones can go, they can go anywhere. But if you think Motor Speedway, Isle of Man TT, all those kind of things, they've had a set flight path for helicopters to follow, and all of those areas have traditionally had marking anyway. They've had angular billboards. Well, what we're saying now is, okay, you don't need to go to the expense of having permanent billboards. Why don't you just use a GroundWOW system, and you can literally mark anywhere. Anywhere a drone can go, anywhere a helicopter can go, we can put a logo.
Now, we mentioned the autonomous vehicle element to it all. Can you talk a little bit more about that, Tony, please?
Yeah, of course. So this is an autonomous vehicle platform technology. Inside it, we have elements of artificial intelligence. So it knows where it is, it knows how to self-navigate, it can stop if something comes in front of it. And it also has elements of machine learning. And the machine learning elements are really the clever part. So our system knows what surface you're on, and therefore adjusts itself to optimize the amount of paint that we're putting down on a particular surface, because different types of grass, different types of gravel, asphalt or concrete need different deposition amounts. That's where the magic is. The device that I've got over to my right is what helps us auto setup. So the AI enables us to be set up in under 10 minutes. So out of the box, brand new, we can be set up and self-navigating with our own navigating system, much more accurate than GPS. We're as accurate as a blade of grass, courtesy of our own technology that's embedded within this and within our main device.
Wow.
Wow, exactly. And so I said this is a platform technology. What enables us to do more than just printing is the basis of our AI. So today we can put in a printer. Tomorrow we might have a lawnmower. Future applications are limitless. What we have is an autonomous vehicle, and we're choosing not to put people inside, but to put a printer inside.
Wonderful. Well, you're a busy man, obviously, the success it's been since the last day, but I don't want to take up any more of your time, Tony, but good luck with it. I think it's a fantastic idea. Credit to you for coming up with it, and we look forward to talking this time next year and seeing how successful it's been.
Excellent.
Okay, thank you.
Scott. Lovely to talk to you.
Thank you.